Chapter 16. Telos, a living library. Greetings, my friends. One of my names is Thomas, an elder of Telos. I came to live inside the mountain just days prior to the destruction of our continent. I was Aurelia's brother during her last life in Lemuria. She was my elder sister by several years. Because of the position of leadership she held at the time, she was very busy, but she always made time for me, always treating me with love and kindness. This is how I remember her. It is my great pleasure to have the opportunity of being heard today on the surface of the earth, to bring my energies to you with great love. Our time in Telos in the last 12,000 years has been very wondrous indeed on one hand, and on the other hand, we have felt the pain of separation from our family members living on the surface. It is with great anticipation that we are preparing in our hearts, as soon as it is possible, to reunite with you more tangibly. But understand, my friends, it will not be in the third-dimensional frequency as you now know it. You will have to meet us at least 2/3 of the way to the fifth dimension. Our mission in Telos will not be accomplished fully until we are all united again as one civilization. All the elders of Telos, basically the ones who have been communicating with you, have from time to time held a position on the Lemurian Council of 12 and in the government of our city. But now, we have stepped back to allow the younger ones to hold these positions. We believe that everyone should be given an opportunity to hold the reins and experience the role of leadership under the guidance of the Advisory Committee of the Elders. Most of the elders of Telos have families that have increased tremendously in size. We have children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren and additional generations who have never experienced your dimension physically. They are now becoming more and more curious to experience life on the surface. They honor your courage for having incarnated again and again into such difficult situations. So many of us, especially the younger ones, are now looking forward to the day when you will eliminate all violence. We wish, in our hearts and minds, to come out and assist you. In Telos, one of my occupations is to be in charge of a vast library that contains crystal plates on which is recorded all of the history of the Lemurian culture, from the beginning to the end, and also all of what has transpired within and without the planet since the physical destruction of our continent. Our library also contains all the records of the true history of our planet, of which surface humanity knows very little. I have a wonderful team working with me, quite large indeed, and we have been busy for quite some time duplicating all of our records in various languages, preparing for the time they will be made available to you to expand your knowledge and wisdom. This is when, my beloveds, you will be able to access the true and wondrous history of your planet, of your Mother Earth and of the many civilizations which have lived here. The complete and accurate history of your planet has never been known by your historians of the past 12,000 years. What you think you know is rather limited, and represents only distorted fragments of the true history. The real records will not be accessible until they are released. Many of your historians have done their best to write their own perceptions of Earth's history, but none of them was enlightened enough to accurately perceive or discern any segment of it, much less the whole story. When you are permitted this kind of exploration, you will be able to access all of this information. We already smile, knowing that you will be surprised, astounded and stunned beyond measure. Prior to the demise of Lemuria, all records were taken into Telos to be preserved for the knowledge and wisdom of future generations. We have a living library, not only for this planet, but also for the galaxy and this entire universe. We knew that very few records, if any, would survive the loss of the two major continents and the hardships that followed. It is my perception that within the next 20 years or sooner, the duplicates of our entire record will be reintroduced to the surface for all of you to consult and study at your leisure. You will gain much wisdom from such extensive and accurate information. The technology to read these crystal plates will also be made available to you. Complete sets of these records will be made available to many parts of this planet. This is a huge task we undertake to organize for your benefit. Our work is a labor of love, and it is with great joy that we perform this service to provide you access to the Earth's history in the not-too-distant future. It is with great love that I embrace the three of you today, Aurelia and two other ladies. You are truly part of the sisterhood of Telos on the inner plane. We regard you as such. There are many more of you on the surface who will be attracted to this material, who are also part of that sisterhood, whether you are conscious of it or not. I know that you have opened yourself to Adama, Anamar, Galatia, Celestia and a few others you know in Telos. I now introduce myself and invite you to open yourself to me as well. I am eager and willing to reconnect with all of you, to assist you in increasing your joy and understanding. Until we meet again, I hold you very dear to my heart. Chapter 17. Final words from Adama. I would like to conclude our messages by saying to all of you who are reading this material, it has been my honor and great pleasure to once again have a voice on the surface, through the publishing of this information. I would also like to express my deep gratitude to Aurelia Louise for her persistent dedication to her mission, and for her vision of the impact her work will bring to all nations on this planet, blessing them with our energies and teachings. Such a great number of beloved souls everywhere are ready to open their hearts to their Lemurian heritage. May our books serve as the remembrance their souls need for the great and deep awakening they have been seeking. We foresee that our teachings will travel far and wide to reach those who are connected with us worldwide, and will assist hundreds of thousands in their journey to spiritual freedom. I would like to assure all of you who will be reading our transmissions, wherever you are, that as you read, we will be with you at your side, sending you our love and encouraging you to open your heart and consciousness to greater and greater levels of awareness. The energy that is transmitted to you through the words of our heart connection will change forever the perspective of your present life experience. Our intention throughout this book has been to give you a taste of what an enlightened civilization is like, and to encourage you to begin applying these principles as much as you can in your daily life. As you do, you will discover that your life will flow with greater ease and grace. All of you together, along with all of us from the light realm, will heal this planet. By cosmic law, we can only match your efforts. A few years from now, many of us will be walking among you to show you how to establish wondrous communities of light, and lay the foundation for the new and permanent golden age on the surface of our planet. Our emergence among you will create a heart-warming experience for all of you who await our return. Our presence on the surface, mingling with you again as one civilization, is the reunion longed for by so many of you. I urge all of you to prepare the way for our coming. We are in total readiness to be among you now, but the readiness must also be created on your side. As it is, your world is not ready to receive our energies directly. I ask all of you, individually and collectively, to do whatever you can to first prepare yourself, and then spread the word with those who are ready to open up to this possibility. Radiate your love and ask to be included on the list of those with whom we will make first contact. It does not matter where you live, we have ways of contacting anyone anywhere on the planet at the right moment. The requirements to be included on the list are that you first must desire it, open your consciousness to embrace your divinity, and then be of service to self, to the planet and to your brothers and sisters living on it. Prepare the way for our emergence through your love and the sharing of your new truths. Remember that we will not meet you in your present level of consciousness. You must raise your vibration to at least 2/3 of the way to our dimension. With these words, all of us in Telos join with me to send you blessings of love, healing, abundance, wisdom and divine grace. Know that we are the guides who can offer assistance at every step, just for the asking with the attunement of your heart to love and compassion. I am your Lemurian brother and friend, Adama. Regarding channeling Adama by Aurelia Louise Jones. At the present time, there are an increasing number of people claiming to be channeling Adama. On the internet, all kinds of messages are floating around in his name. In some cases, I know these to be authentic, while others are not. Just because the name of Adama is written at the bottom of a message does not necessarily mean that it comes from him. I take no responsibility for any information that is published by other people in the name of Adama or Anamar. The information may or may not be authentic. Since the Telos books, volumes 1, 2 and 3 have been published, there are a surprising number of people who suddenly claim that they have become a new channel for Adama and for Anamar. There are those who even claim they have become my replacement. All kinds of channeled information is now circulating on the internet and elsewhere, especially in news groups, published in the name of Adama. Some are sweet and appear to be coming from the heart, while others are simply erroneous and do not carry the Lemurian vibration. Unfortunately, this is very confusing for serious truth seekers and for those who have not yet developed enough discernment and clarity to distinguish the difference between what is authentic and what is not. Adama is often asked questions by people desiring to gain a level of discernment regarding channeled information written in his name. People want to know who they can trust and how to tell the difference between those who are truly channeling him and those who are simply channeling themselves or other entities of lesser vibration posing as Adama. It is not always easy, even for me, to discern who is authentic and who is not, or to judge the intentions of others, as judgments are always traps. Each person must exercise their own discernment, and thus gain their stripes in spiritual mastery. Here is what Adama has to say. For various reasons which must remain unknown to you, I would like to state that at this time I do not authorize anyone other than Aurelia Louise Jones to channel me officially with the intention of publishing books, or for participation in public presentations in my name. If this permission were granted indiscriminately, it would make it extremely difficult for those who have not yet attained the level of spiritual development necessary to discern which information is accurate and authentic, and which is not. The risk of our teachings becoming distorted and biased once more, at the hands of those who have not yet received the initiations and inner training to bring forth our information would greatly increase. It would also create an invitation to those who have a personal agenda to corrupt our teachings again with non-truths, as they have done in the past. This is why our original teachings are no longer in existence. They have been corrupted again and again by those who do not have the clarity or integrity of intention these teachings require. We certainly do not want to see this happen again. If our teachings that carry the Lemurian consciousness, which originally came from divine source, are permitted to be brought forth by too many people, these teachings may become distorted again, especially by those wanting to profit from a subject that has become popular. This would cause much confusion in the hearts and souls of those we are trying to reach, and those who are truly trying to reach us. Has a pre-birth contract to do this work with us. Those wanting to channel me without the proper preparation and without a specific invitation to do so, beyond offering the occasional message to a small group or to give comfort to someone in need, may be presenting an illusion, because I am not always present or willing to communicate. If I am present at one of your gatherings, it does not mean that it is always appropriate for me to bring forth a message. We wish the hearts of those desiring communication to be in touch with the highest integrity of Lemurian energies, and not someone posing as Anamar, myself or others from Telos. According to divine law, it is the master who chooses its channel and not the incarnated person. One must wait for an official invitation from a master from the other side of the veil in order to channel that master. No master is allowed to speak through a person unless this master receives permission from the Creator himself. The candidate to channel for a master must have passed through spiritual initiations required by hierarchy over a period of several lifetimes to be granted such a privilege. There are those who have used my image and have written sales pitches in my name to promote their products and their scams. Please know, dear ones, that I do not participate in such endeavors and that I am certainly not a salesman for those without integrity. All channeled messages that are not authentic hold a vibration of personal agenda and can become spiritual traps. Be aware, my friends, that many of those who contributed to the destruction of both continents are also incarnated at this time, and some of them are determined to stop the light from coming in. They want to stop the Lemurian emergence in any way they can. They will often disguise themselves as angels of light coming to your rescue and make you all kinds of alluring offers. I ask you not to be deceived and always check with the discernment in your heart. This time, my friends, the stakes are too high for the planet and for your own personal evolution. Be aware that you will all be confronted with tests of discernment in more ways than one. Do not buy into victim consciousness. Commit to becoming sovereign in your divine powers as masters. Know that it is always my pleasure to connect and speak with you directly in your heart. Sometimes I am present in your gatherings radiating my energy and my love to all of you, but I remain silent and unnoticed. For us, the energy we bring is often more important to your transformation than the words. Many times words can be limiting. I ask you to receive and cherish these precious moments and hold what is shared deep within your heart. You do not have to broadcast on the internet and elsewhere everything you receive from us. Most transmissions are directed and appropriate for those present at that time and not intended for public dissemination. I also want to add that in Telos, I am the one who has volunteered to enter the public eye on the surface. The others, especially Anamar, have not chosen to do so because their time has not yet come. Anamar does not wish to have his image commercialized or go public other than in an occasional channeling here and there for Aurelia, the beloved of his heart, and for her writings. Anamar and I are certainly not interested in bringing forth messages through those beings who do not embody the integrity and transparency of the Lemurian vibration. We are happy to give you personal messages when your heart tunes into ours in your meditations. It is important that you learn to discern when those messages can be shared with others and when they should not be. All messages from us, and from other beings of the light realms, always contain keys of wisdom you need to integrate for your advancement or to point the way to your next step on your pathway to self-realization. It is always more important to integrate fully what you have already received than to keep looking for the next message simply for the sake of accumulating more information to store in your mental body. Unless you integrate in your consciousness what you have already received, it becomes clutter in your mind that does not always serve you. The heart of Lemuria resides in each one of you, recognized or not. It is our sacred mission, along with Aurelia Louise Jones and those who work alongside her, to help you reawaken to the totality of your divinity and the sacredness of your own journey. Your willingness to open to energies that may stretch your understanding should never be threatened by feelings of insecurity. Therefore, we will continue to remind you to let what you hear and what you read be the truth within your own hearts where the only authenticity resides. Only with your hearts may you discern the many vibrations of the divine, and determine which is most appropriate for you in the now moment. Never hesitate to ask us for guidance in your heart. We will always answer. I am Adama, teacher for humanity.